Hello YouTube. Today I'm going to be playing anonymously, and the reason is I'm just going to be playing some openings that I've kind of talked about in the past but haven't really gotten a chance to play, like h4 on the first move. h4 on the first move actually isn't a terrible first move. One of the ideas behind h4 is to try to get to positions like pawn structures where h4 might not be like a bad first move. Like in this case, like especially like with g6, I really do like the idea of playing h5 and trying to break up this fianchetto kind of early. And with me playing d3, I'm kind of going to go for some sort of King's Indian setup. So I'm basically trying to justify this move and go for this is. See, already probably white has an advantage in this position because like this move here is highly questionable, and that's being very generous. I could have taken it right away, but I don't want to lose the tempo to knight f6. Ooh. Yeah, now I think I want to take it, because now knight f6 I have queen e5. Now it's just too tempting. This is starting to look really, really good for white. Black's pawn structure is just significantly worse than white's. He has a huge kind of glaring weakness here. And I'm not sure how he finishes his development without problems. I think I'm going to try something goofy here. Like, I think objectively, like, bishop e3 might be the best move, but I'm going to try knight d5, because, like, I can meet knight e7 with knight f6 mate, which I just think is hilarious. So, I'm just going to give that a shot. And I don't think knight d5 is a bad move. Yeah. He doesn't have knight d4, because queen e5 check, and I pick up the knight. So this is a bad thing for him on a lot of levels. Could have gone for the rook, but then he gets counterplay against my rook. Although this might have been the way to go. It's certainly the way to go now. This game is almost over. That's a free rook, and then that knight's hanging, and the bishop's hanging. So yeah, okay, so now the bishop's hanging, now the knight's still hanging. I don't know how he gets out of this. So now the bishop's hanging, the knight's hanging. Yeah, just all the material on the board's hanging. He got castled, that's something. Just rook h7, we take this pawn. I could have taken the bishop, but then he gets a check. I just don't feel like giving him anything in this position, just because this position's so terrible. I don't know how he survives, even the next couple moves. So here, he's going to get a knight move, I guess. I don't know, because I have to defend that pawn. I can't let him get counterplay starting with queen c3. He will get to develop his knight with one tempo. I'm debating, because like sacking my queen is possible here. And then king takes, and then rook check, and then he has to block with the knight, so then I pick up the knight as well, and then king takes. And that's like an absolute hoard of material for a queen. But queen takes f6 probably is completely winning. But then he does have knight d5, queen d4. Boy, there's nothing there for him. Okay, fine. I just don't necessarily like leaving material on the board. He was going to be absolutely dead with just one queen on the board. Well, heck, that's a free knight. And I think he's just committing suicide at this point, because he's totally dead and he knows it. And if he takes my rook and I take back, that's mate. So that's going to be a fairly easy... Well, this is bad. Yeah, d4 is... and queen b5. So that was an easy win with one h4. Maybe I'll try one more game with either h4 or h5. Okay, let's try h5. This is a little less sound to do it on black's move. Obviously, I'm giving black more of the center. We're going to defend that. So I've played g6, and now I'm going to play c6, going for d5. b3 is really questionable. Already I think black is equal. Probably not better. Now I think black's better. This bishop b2 is really bad. Like, this bishop bites granite. You're going to notice, like, my moves are all, kind of strange-ish, but I'm going to make sure that all of my pieces have a home. Oh, I like that. He's trying to trap my bishop. but he's also leaving this king wide open. So let's play queen h4. So I got two options. I can play queen h4 check and take advantage of his weak king, or I can play h4 and take advantage of that weak square and safeguard the bishop permanently, because there is this threat of g4. Which one? I mean, normally moves like queen h4 in positions like this are correct, but this strange bishop move kind of early prevents me from following up with like queen takes d4. I'm leaning towards h4 here. But boy, I hate giving up these dark squares. They just look so nice, and I can prevent him from castling. And that's a happy thing. Like, if I'm really greedy, I'm going to go for something cheap. Like queen h4, and then I can sack the bishop and play knight f5 with g3, or knight e3 mate is also a threat. And I don't see how he meets all the threats. I don't, like, that's a threat to fork his king and queen, but I also have a threat to fork his king and rook. And the threat to fork his king and queen is also checkmate. And okay, so he sacked his queen. I didn't see a way for him to meet this wall. Maybe he didn't have a way. This might have just been winning for black. So knight b1. This looks terrible. But how do I win? Maybe just rook g8. Rook g8's really logical, just going after the g pawn. He had to undevelop. That's weird. Like knight b1 and then bishop. Okay, this is weird. Maybe he's trying bishop e1, but then I'm going to rip. Yeah. We'll go queen f4 maybe. Now I have queen c1 as a threat, and also like the bigger threat is knight e5, and now bishop c5. Oh yuck, dude. Bishop c5 comes with extreme force. I mean, this is game over, but like it's just a question of how to finish him here. I guess this should be solid enough. Yeah, I'm not seeing defensive resources here. Certainly not a whole lot of them. Yeah, that was kind of to be expected. And how does he defend against all these threats? Yeah, I guess just d4, d3, right? Is that simplest? Well, he's got bishop d2. So I don't kill him immediately. What's the easiest? Probably just... I don't see how he defends. Okay. So again, coming back to these dark squares. So yeah, how do you defend this threat? And this is cute. And then that's mate. Rook f2, rook g1 is mate. I don't think that's the only legal move. Yeah, that should be it. So, whenever he feels like making it, he can't play knight g3, there's no king d2, so yeah, we'll go ahead and pre-move that. Well, that's how you do it, folks. That's how you win with 1h4 or 1h5. They're not terrible openings, actually. Like, h4 is a terrible. It's one wasted move. And same thing with h5, it's one wasted move, but you have black, so it's a little bit more questionable. But, you know, you just try to find a way to make the move make sense within the position, and you try to find a way to make the move actually work. I'll end this video as soon as my opponent resigns, or as soon as he plays the forced rook f2, and then rook g1 mate. The time slowly ticking away right now that you witness is the sad truth of somebody that's in horrible denial about what has just happened to them. I mean, it's completely lost. But he's been completely lost for, like, really, like, at least the last 10 moves, I want to say. Like, really, after he had to sack his queen. So, like, if you go back, like, I mean, he's been lost for a while. I don't know. I mean, he's been lost since move 12, easy. So, I don't know. This shouldn't have come as a huge shock to him. I mean, the last 10 moves weren't exactly great. Is he going to make a move? No, he's just... This is anonymous. This is one of the downsides of playing anonymously, is people do this when they play anonymously. They just walk away from the game instead of actually resigning or quitting. But yeah, it's mate into 1 forced, so I mean, I'll bring up the analysis real quick. Just run the engine, and you'll be able to see it. Yep, mate into 1, rook f2, rook g1 is mate. The only thing I'm curious about, I just do want to run this analysis real quick. Like, was this sound? Like, queen h4? Oh, bishop c2 was right. So I was absolutely right. So h4 would have been like a big mistake. I would have given up most of my advantage. Not all of it, though. I still would have had an advantage. But my queen h4 and then bishop c2 was pretty spectacular. And then knight f5 was correct. Yeah, and I'm like, it's like +7 for black. Well, that's good to know. I was kind of right on the money. Well, anyways, I hope you found this video helpful. Hope you learned something new about chess. Maybe this will help you if you decide to play h4 or h5 in one of your own games. Thank you for watching.